And we're back. Hi guys, welcome to the Gem Book Reviews. I'm Opal. Today we're going to talk about, since it's almost the end of 2025, all the books that I loved in 2024. Starting off with a real bang, seriously, a bang, is one that I can never stop thinking about is Step Hero by Danny Wyatt. Now, not overly what you guys would know me for, but I occasionally do enjoy a really smutty romance. And the plot doesn't need a plot, I just need a good smutty romance. And this one did the trick. It's one of those ones that I read it, I think about it, and I go, oh my god, you read that? What? You read that? And you loved it? And you rated it 5 stars? The math isn't really mathing on that one, but I absolutely loved Step Hero. It's based off of a military guy who comes back home to be with his stepsister, if you know what I'm saying. And there's not much plot. It's just that they are, yep, we got it. So with further ado, the next one is The Carousel. I love The Carousel. This was my first ever book by Juliana Stone, and I want to read more. I love her so much for writing this book. This book is what I'd really think about when I think about women's fiction, healing, a story, going back to your hometown, bringing your daughter, and trying to heal from a marriage that went wrong, as well as heal a relationship with your family. This is the book. Like, every time I think about a carousel and I think about the park and I think about all the things that were done in this book, because there's some plots and there's some twists. I can't give it away for sure, but this was a book that I not only got on Kindle and read and quoted the crap out of, but then I went and bought the paperback and I recommend it to everybody. I've recommended it to my mom and all my friends who like women's fiction. Seriously, check this one out. The next one I do have a physical copy of, but I do not have it up here in this bookshelf because I am a serious believer in the thrillers might actually get me in the middle of the night if they're in this room. So they don't stay in here, they stay downstairs. But that is The Housemaid's Secret, and I love Freida McFadden. I am a huge, huge, huge fan of Freida. I think her Housemaid series is just phenomenal. Every single time I pick one up, because I spaced them out. I started with book 2, The Housemaid's Secret, and I went all the way to the last one, which was book 3. And I loved each and every one of them. It took me maybe 2 to 3 days to finish all the books in the series. I did not read book 1 only because I started in book 2 and I would have to go back around and start at the beginning, which I do intend to do. Even though I know how the ending goes, I still want to read it from the very beginning and get those twists, because like I said, I love Freida. This Housemaid's Secret started my Freida journey, and I finished it off with the last Housemaid book just the other day, and I loved it. It is just phenomenal. She does an amazing work. The Housemaid, you just have to check it out. Like, it's twisty. You don't expect it. There's so many plot points and things going on that it sucks you in. I don't know what she writes in her books, but it's like Colleen Hoover, where she just gets you every single time. So then I not only read these twice last year, but they're one of my favorites. They're one of my favorites of all time. I love them so much. It is like peak, like young me, like junior high me, high school me, peak eras nostalgia for me. And like as a child, I had different favorites, but as an adult, I have 2 entirely different ones. So this is Mystery in Arizona for the Trixie Belden series, and The Mystery of Glen Road. So this is the 5th one, I believe. Yeah, 5th. And then this is the 6th. So backwards. The 6th. And I'm a huge Trixie fan. I love Trixie. She is just my adventure girl, my heart. I think I get all my like sleuthing, inquisitive genes from just reading Trixie as a child, and this just brings me back. This is my nostalgia. This is my heart. This is where it starts, you know? Book 5 Honestly, what I love about book 5, besides this cover, because seriously, the autumnal feels in this every single fall when I read this, I feel so good. I really do. But Trixie and Honey is her best friend over here. They're discovering a mystery off of Glen Road, which is where they live in town, and this is a road off their street. But what I love about this one the most is that it just really brings that, like, I think the town is called Sleepyside that they live in. And this whole book, like, it's not like a big mystery happens where it just is like twisty and it bends you and you just think about it all the time. But what I love about this the most is that it just reminds me of how much the, like, found family and, like, the setting of Sleepyside and all their friends get together, and they are just like, it is like a cozy escapism into Sleepyside and just the day-to-day life of Honey and Trixie and all their friends and the Bob White Club and the whole thing. Like, it just is, as soon as I read it, it's just going back, and it's just like a day-to-day. Like, and sometimes that's all I want, is just a day-to-day hangout with some of my best friends, and these guys always do the trick for me. I love it. Now, this one is entirely different. Trixie Belden and the Arizona Mystery is an entirely different adventure. They actually go to Arizona in this one during Christmas, so it goes fall, Christmas. So I always tap them back to back. But Trixie is about to fail some tests and isn't doing so well in her schooling, and her friend Diana, because there's Diana and Honey are her two friends, they are about to go off to Arizona to visit some of Diana's family, which was kind of brought out in book 4, The Mysterious Visitor. But in this one, Honey's uncle, who they found at the end of the 4th mystery, has invited them to his dude ranch in Arizona. And only if Trixie can pass her tests on the trip will their parents allow them to go with her brothers and the gang to Arizona. And it's dude ranch, they're riding horses, there's a mystery with the guests to figure out what's going on with. It's classic behavior between the Bob Whites, the goofing off, the teasing each other, the shenanigans that happen. And it's holiday season, so there's a Christmas tree, but they're also, it's Arizona, so it's like summer and Christmas. And I don't know, even like just the smell of this book takes me back. And actually the bookmark here is actually from my mom, because this copy here was my mom's, and I have a copy back home in BC that belongs to my grandma. So these are old style. A bookmark from my mom is actually one of her recipe cards that she wrote on in the early 2000s, and I shoved in my book, and I didn't realize I had till I moved out, and it's ever since stayed in there. Every time I read the book, I'm just so happy, and I couldn't be more excited. I honestly should try to sneak them in before the end of the year, but I didn't do that this year. I have one of my favorites, one of my favorite girls ever is Leslie Ann, and she wrote this in 2024. She wrote Stolen Hearts, Stolen Moments, Stolen Vases. All 3 of those are like, it's hard to pick. It's hard to pick favorites. How can you pick favorites from a favorite series? Like, is there a thing as such as favorites? All 3 are different. Stolen Hearts is like a vacation romance scenario, and it's there's so much longing and hurt and love and desire and everything that's just like wrapped up into this book. Like, Jace is my book man. Jace is my book boyfriend, book husband. Nothing compares to Jace Miller, okay? I will die on that hill. Jace Miller is my favorite of all time, and I love him so much. This is his story, and the rest are his brothers. And I'm not gonna spoil it entirely, but let's just say he calls her Sunshine. Taco restaurant, and we love it. And it's just every time I think about a vacation romance, all I want to do is go back to Hawaii with Jace and Rylan, and I just love it. Stolen Moments is more of a like bossy. It's an airplane meet cute, which we love. More bossy, dominant guy, because Mason's are gruff, bossy MMC, and his girl's just sweet as pie, and we love her. And I was so excited for the fact that I love Stolen Moments. What really takes the cake is Stolen Bases, which is the baseball romance, and it's what started the whole baseball thing, which for me, because I love baseball romance now. Talia and Cameron Miller. And Cameron Miller is honestly one of my favorite brothers. Because I don't know if you can have a favorite brother. Can you have like a favorite brother sandwich grouping? Maybe that. They'd all be in there. I don't know why I'm saying that. They would all be in there. But yes, so Cameron is a baseball player, and his teammate and arch nemesis, Nico, his little sister, Talia, is the one that Cameron has his heart set on. It's so spicy, it's so fun. It starts the whole baseball thing. It is a phenomenal book. I love Stolen Bases. It is just truly one of my favorites. My Kobo often sports the Stolen Bases sticker because we just love Cam and Talia that much. It's a home run every time. I love all of those books. They are amazing. I love them so much, and I would highly, highly recommend checking them out. Next book is called Wild, Beautiful, and Free. Okay, so now I'm reading Washington Black in 2025, and all I can think about is when I read Wild, Beautiful, and Free, because once again, this is about slavery. Even though there is a bit of a romance in here, it is more about a woman's journey and discovering who she is apart from her race, how she fits into a world that doesn't want her, basically. It is beautiful, it is astounding, it is painful, it is lovely. And it has a solid place in my heart, and it's why I love books like this. I am a huge fan of Secret Life of Bees. Gone with the Wind gets a bad rap, but this era of time I have a big heart for. Wild, Beautiful, and Free is one of the books that it sits with me. Now that I'm reading Washington Black, I just have another appreciation for Wild, Beautiful, and Free, and it is just fighting injustice, having strength, having resilience beyond measure, and it is just, there's so much talk about, so much in this book that you can just hold deep in your soul, because there's a lot there. But we love it. We love Wild and Beautiful and Free, and it is just one of the top tier books in my life. Next is Some Like It Hot. Not Some Like It Hot, Some Like It Hawk, because Donna Andrews loves her bird puns. Once again, ever since I read the first ever one, which was kind of like a cruise ship murder one, I've been in love with the Donna Andrew, Meg Langslow series. This one actually takes place in the town called, I believe it's Caterpillar, is how you pronounce it. And they have this thing called Caterpillar Days, and the whole town gets on it, and it's kind of like a 4th of July fair-esque thing. It is a riot, it is a ball. Once again, nearly the entire family is involved, because when are they not? There is some underground shenanigans going on to do with the mayor and the whole town council and everything like that, and it is just super fun and super silly, and I just can't think of 4th of July without thinking of Some Like It Hawk. Next on my list, since we're talking about movie adaptations that are coming out soon, Verity. I can't wait for Verity. I still think about this ending probably every other day. Like, how can you leave us like that and not... I have so many questions. I don't think I'll ever stop having questions. Like, I knocked it out of the park this year because in 2024 technically, because I read The Housemaid's Secret and then I read Verity. Verity is something that literally sometimes I think would keep me up at night if I thought about it too much. The skin that crawled on my body and the chills that happened when I read this, I'm never gonna unsee it. This book is the reason why I can't be alone in my house. Basically a writer that isn't really having a good luck right now writing her own book ends up getting hired to do like a fake author, whatever it is, like not a pseudonym, but like she's pretending to write as the author that, is Verity. And she's hired by the husband of Verity, who says that Verity is very much not able physically or mentally anymore to write books anymore. And she's suffered a terrible accident and she won't recover from it and whatever. And during this stay, the main character finds this manuscript about Verity's entire life. And as she's reading it, she's starting to uncover all these horrible things. And she can't decipher if it's true or not. And closer to Verity's family. So it's hard to pull away and decide if the truth is real or the truth is false for writing purposes only. The book I think about all too often is Kyland. I recommend this book to all my friends. When I think of a winter's day and I think of romance, I think of Kyland. This one hurts you deep. This is deep. Like, when I was done with this, I sat on my couch for 30 minutes wondering, what do I do with myself after I finish this? Because how can anything compete with that? There's like literary book quotes in here from classic literature. There is a pining romance. It's Second Chance. It is just the ache in my soul when I read this. And then it was like coming home. I can visualize every single part of this, like inch by inch, throughout the entire chapter just by looking at this. Love Kyland. Mia Sheridan won me over with this one, and I haven't read anything else by her because I just can't imagine anything being as good as Kyland. On the list, I have read the first 3 or 4 Legacy of Magic books by Lindsay Buroker, which started me on a Lindsay Buroker trend. I read another series of hers this year, and it just, like, she just does fantasy so well, and she does like these mythical characters that wouldn't exist in real life, but they exist here, and they're fun. They're like goblins and elves, and I've literally want to meet an elf named Sir Levy and have him feed me cheese for the rest of my life. So if you get that reference, and if you've read it, and if you haven't, you should read it. The main character is like if she's Thor with a hammer, except for she's like half human, half, I think she's like not a troll, but she's something like that. Adventurous book, and I can't, like, the visuals and the worlds and the portals and the dragons and her friends are just something that I think about all the time, and I just want to revisit, and it's why I haven't finished the series, because I'm holding on. It's now done. I only have a few more left, and it's just one of those ones that I always want to live in the world with. It's kind of like Sarah J. Maas, right? Like, you just always want to live there. Legacy of Magic series, you made my list of 2024. Next, we have my Bedazzled copy, because I have 2. Because why would I not have 2 and then have ebooks on both my devices? To Heart. Hi, Julia. I love him. Monty, this is my man. I love him. And look how Julia herself made this for me. How cute is this, right? How cute is this? In the pink, it's like she knows me or something. She knows that I love pink. Monty has been in love with his girl the longest time, and they have been BFFs, friends, and nothing else. And he's always wanted to catch her heart. When he finally gets a chance, there's something that happens that may make or break the relationship. But I tell you, it is so cute. Oh my god. There's a scene with a tattoo, and if you've read it, you know what I'm saying. The tattoo scene is permanently in my head forever. But the last thing I should mention is it's a baseball romance, clearly. But I focused so much more on the romance and the love that is Monty and Lark. I love my Vancouver Tridents. I love my boys. Forever and ever and ever. I love them so much. I actually have a shirt that I honestly should have worn today for this filming, but instead it is in my closet. The next book on my list. Once again, my reading is all over the board, so you wouldn't even anticipate this. The Excitements. I am a sucker. I love when they have elderly ladies, like these ladies, and they have a little bit of a mystery, like, or espionage or something like that, and then they make a book or they make a TV show. I'm all for it. If you are an elderly lady and you make me laugh and you make me cackle and you make me feel like this is how I will be when I'm your age, then I want to read this. Like, Thursday Murder Club, the Snoop Sisters, The Excitements. But this during the Second World War, and it is about, it's constantly on a little bit about like female empowerment in that day and era, as well as there's an espionage case and some mystery going along. And I honestly, after I read this, I had to buy myself a copy and then buy my mom a copy for Christmas, because I wanted her to read this and love this as much as I did. It's dual timeline, because they both sisters, because they're sisters, go back in time and kind of relive the story up until now, like their story during the World War II and what kind of separated them apart, and then how they are now. So good. Another one, The Essay. Now, initially when I bought this, I didn't expect this cover, but I honestly like this cover almost more than the cover that I have on my e-reader. And all I can say is this book changed my life as a teacher, as someone who inspires kids every day and cares for their well-being and cares for how they succeed in life and their experience throughout school. This book is seriously for you. I highly recommend it if you liked The Outsiders and you found that feeling of like the outcast, the kids didn't belong, found a way to get through. This teacher helps this boy and molds his life for the better, and it is so empowering. It is so heartfelt, and it's like every time I read this I cry. Like I have so many quotes on this book, and if you look at my Goodreads, it's just like full and flooded full of quotes from this book, because it's one that I think everybody should have to read, and it should honestly be like a school read. And if you're a teacher or someone who works with kids, this ended off the year with a classic. These are my copies. I love them. Look at them. Are they the cutest ever? Anne of Green Gables. Oh, I love Anne of Green Gables. If you want to cry your eyes out, if you want to feel like, if you're like me and you've always felt like, hey, I'm a little bit of an outcast, I a little bit beat to my own drum, I yap and nobody ever understands me, this book is for you. This series is for you, because Anne is a kindred spirit. Anne is just like us. We love Anne. Anne is something I should have read as a child and as a teenager that probably would have made me feel less alone in life if I read it earlier on in life. But I feel like books find you when they need to, and this one definitely did. I don't want to finish the series. I'm on book 4 currently. I plan to read book 4 next year or the year after. But it is one of those things where I almost don't want to finish it because I love it so much. But this series, it speaks to my heart. I sobbed, I cried, I felt so many things. I felt kinship, I felt friendship, I felt seen for the first time in literature. It is just, and like these copies, my father-in-law got me these, and they are so beautiful. I love them. I just think it perfectly encapsulates everything that Anne is and Anne should be, and it is why I ended up getting a actual ornament this year with an Anne of Green Gables quote on it, because I love Anne, and now Anne is a part of my life and part of my soul, and she was the best way to end 2024 for me. I loved it so much. So these were all the books, ebooks and physical books and otherwise, that I loved during the season of 2024. And I look forward to doing this again next year with 2025. Bye, guys.